Nnamdi Kanu. 3 justices on appeal court panel transferred. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. To get notified when we post our juicy news update, please click on the notification bell. The 3 justices are sat on the court of the appeal panel that quashed the 15-count terrorism charge the federal government preferred against the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, have been transferred from their various divisions. Investigations by Vanguard revealed that 3 appellate court justices were transferred 4 days after they delivered the judgment that discharged the embattled IPOB leader. Whereas the presiding Justice Jumai Hanatu Sankey, who was hitherto in the Gombe division of a court, has been moved to Oka division, Justice Oludotun Adetope Okoje, who delivered while the 3rd member of the panel, who delivered the lead judgment, was transferred to Were, while the 3rd member of the panel, Justice Ibowe Toby, was moved to Gombe. A memo dated October 17th, which was signed by the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dumben Mensam, stressed that the new posting for the justices was with immediate effect as they were expected to report to their new stations by October 21st. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court on Monday heard the appeal the federal government filed to set aside the judgment that freed Kanu. The federal government had a notice of appeal which is hinged on 7 grounds wants the apex court to stay the execution of the judgment the appellate court delivered on October 13th. It is, among other things, contending that the appellate court panel erred in law and occasioned a miscarriage of justice when it relied on the manner Kanu was renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria after he jumped bail the trial court granted him in 2017 to quash the entire charge against him. It maintained that the appellate court had acted error by striking out the charge against the indigenous people of Biafra leader on the premise that the trial judge no longer had the jurisdiction to handle the matter. Therefore, the federal government, through the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami San, is praying the apex court to, in the interim, suspend the execution of a Court of Appeal verdict pending the hearing and determination of its appeal. It will be recalled that the appellate court had in an unanimous judgment by the 3-man panel of justices accused federal government of flagrantly violating all known laws in the way it forcefully rendered Kanu from Kenya to the country for continuation of his trial. It held that such extraordinary rendition without adherence to due process of the law was a grave violation of all international conventions, treaties, protocols, and guidelines that Nigeria is a signatory to, as well as a breach of the appellant's fundamental human rights. More so, the appellate court noted that the federal government has failed to refute the allegation that the IPOB leader was in Kenya and that he was abducted and brought back to the country without an extradition proceeding. It held that the federal government was ominously silent on the issue, which it described as very pivotal to determining whether the trial court would still have the jurisdiction to continue with the criminal proceeding before it. The appellate court held that the FG's action tainted the entire proceeding it initiated against Kanu and amounted to an abuse of criminal prosecution in general. The court will never shy away from calling the executive to order when it tilts towards executive recklessness, the appellate court held, even as it accused FG of engaging in serious abuse of power. Now, what I want here about this? This is abuse of power. You remember I told you that the 3 arms of government, they work independently, meaning say anything where executive talk, it go. It meaning say anything where legislative sign into law, the president should not even have the right to come and say law equal war. And it means say the judiciary, they said this person has been acquitted and discharged. That person is acquitted and discharged. Nobody should come and, not only for this Nigeria, will make I tell you now, not only for this not only this in a country where we say they operate with the 18th and 19th century, even the 18th and 19th century, for goodness sakes. At least they obeyed court order. Now then be the people where they flagrantly disobey the court. And even before now, We go see say court go tell them make them do something, they no go do am. DSS, imagine DSS. Who DSS be? Where a third arm of government go give them law, say, do this thing, they no go do am. Ha! Now they affect the looks some more. This country, what it low. Small it have go. I'm telling you the truth. So now, are you people seeing the game these people are playing? Ṣùgbọ́n, if the southeastern region now, if they can't they boil, if they can't they do wahala, then go say, our people ye, we shall like wahala, won't like noise. Do you see what is going on? They have transferred all the 3 judges that said, oh, this is our verdict. When na kokokoda they come, acquitted and discharged. That looked into the matter and said, no, this man, you need to go. You are free. They don't transfer all, not one, all of them. And you don't even give them chance. When they transfer you, you have maybe 2 weeks to, to report. But this one, you transfer them, you can't still give them time. You don't even give them any time at all to move. Ha. Okay, oh. You see everything that happen for this country. My own is if the indigenous people of Biafra come now, or the southeastern people start talking, you people say these people are troublesome. Now they go find their trouble. How will the government, the FG, not be able to defend themselves when they say, okay, in violate international laws? Meanwhile, you keep quiet there, if you defend yourself. Meanwhile, the one where we say, the one where they say make you do, do them. Now, another one you could do. This is injustice. It should not be allowed. And this is the same injustice that is causing all the whole problems waiting for this country. Lack of equity, lack of justice, lack of fairness. Now in the cost problem where we get for the country today. And one thing where they also they scatter my brain and they make me they fear at the same time. Now the fact say where United Nations don't put mouth for this matter. United Nations don't put mouth, say make them release this man. Hey, you know why they pepper me? Because I did here. Because I'm in Nigeria. Should make United Nations no say they go direct. They won't direct give any sanction. May they not put down affect us. May they stiffen the leaders people they in charge. Ha. Because this issue, if they get out of hand. And the thing is, Nigeria should tread with caution. The world is watching. The world is watching. The world is watching. How we are practicing injustice even in our own country. They go say these people don't even rate their people. Now be the thing. Tomorrow they go say, I say yes, Nigeria, they go do sometimes. They do things that make, but even the one will be say we're supposed to treat him ourselves. Make them not go use their hands, spoil the remaining or whatever left of dignity Nigeria get. I make them not go use their hand, cause problems for us. I pray say make United Nations face people where they involved, clearly. Make them leave us. We will say the Nigerians who want peace. Make them leave us alone. Alright, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.